All right, Elad. The one scripted question, then we'll go all off script afterwards. But how did you accidentally fall into franchising? What's your franchise backstory?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you for having me, first of all. So I started RobotLAB around 18 years ago, back in 2007. We were selling robots directly to our customers, restaurants, hotels, assisted living facilities, schools, colleges, and so on. And around a couple of years ago, we started getting more and more demand from our customers to the point that we can't really service everyone everywhere, wherever they need it, whenever they need it. So we looked at different growth strategies and putting our own teams, our own offices, franchising, getting some private equity to get involved in that. And time and time again, the franchise model came to be the right model because we have local business owners that are passionate about their market and being leaders in their area. And eventually, we started to franchise. We started our franchise journey around a year and a half ago, give or take. And here we are today with 36 locations up and running and keep growing.
And that's 36 different franchise owners?
36 different franchise owners, 36 different locations. If you think about units, we are at around 90 units among all of them.
That's great. So you decided to go through franchising. How has expectations been met? How have based on you deciding to franchise a business? What did you expect and what have the outcomes been?
So the growth opportunity is phenomenal. The ability to go to nationwide brands like Hilton, like Marriott, like JP Morgan, some of our customers, and basically be able to commit to them that we'll be on site with any of their locations, either today or tomorrow, is a great value proposition that no one else can offer. We do that by relying on our franchise system. And if we don't have someone in that location, obviously we need to ship products and send people from our headquarters. We are near Dallas, which is one of the probably best centralized locations around the country, so we can actually deliver on that. But relying on this franchise system as basically part of our team to service all these locations shows up as a great strategic move. Our goal is to be able to get to every location, every business around the country within a couple of hours. That's our goal when we think about coverage of the entire country.
So for a franchisee, walk me through a day in the life of a franchisee, because obviously part of the position is you don't need a PhD in robotics to be a franchise owner. Tell me who this franchisee is, what do they look like, and what does a day in life look like for them?
Yeah, so we don't really have kind of like a template of who the best franchisee is. We have people with different backgrounds. Some have backgrounds in sales, some have backgrounds in more technical positions. We have different places in life, right? Some were executives in corporate America that were looking to start something for themselves. Some are much younger that are ready to basically take their area by storm with robotics and AI and all of that. So there is no typical franchisee, at least yet. No like a master type emerged. But one thing that is I would say common to all of them, they are really passionate about basically helping business owners automate tasks that people don't want to do anymore. This is behind everything that we are doing in hotels or restaurants or warehouses and schools and you name it. People don't want to push vacuum cleaners for 8 hours a day. People don't want to bus tables anymore. So that's kind of like the common thing among all of them. And when it comes to their typical day in the life, especially at the beginning, where most of them are at their first year or not even completed their first year of being with us, the main thing, the top priority is basically to work on the funnel, right? To fill the top of the funnel. The more you have at the top, the more you have at the bottom. So filling up the funnel, nurturing leads, going out on demos, bringing robots to locations, showing customers. This is where the whole sales cycle starts. Like any business, it's not just unique to us. So we are working with them on all of that, putting a lot of resources behind them to make sure that they get the leads, the inbound, and all of that. And on the other side of that, we have a lot of existing customers in many locations that we assign to our franchisees. We have a nationwide coverage of several brands. So whenever we have a franchise, let's say in Chicago area or in Orlando or in Knoxville or in Las Vegas, we basically assign these accounts to them. We pay our franchisees whatever the customer paid us to be under contract, under service, because they are boots on the ground. They can service the customers better than what we can service them, from Dallas.
So to simplify it, ultimately, like franchisee is buying a territory. Within that territory, they are the salesperson to basically serve as the go-between between the product side and getting it into the marketplace. Do you train them on repairing the robots?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we provide, so our franchisees basically provide everything end to end, whatever we provide to our customers, just on the local basis. So they provide, the sales, the consultation. We don't just look at that as sales because we partner with our customers and we are consultants to them because there are so many different products out there and they have no idea what is the right solution for them. There is no best robot. There is best robot for the use case. So we come in and we train our franchisees. We basically come in as consultants. We help the business owners identify their struggles, their areas where they need help with, and then from there we recommend the product for them. We come on site and deploy it. Each one of these robots need to be deployed. It needs a map of the environment and all the points of interest on the map. Like think about a restaurant, right? The robot doesn't know where table 14 is. Right out of the box. So we have to come on site, create this digital map, set all the points of interest. Where's table 1, table 2, table 3, where's the kitchen, where's the dishwashing station, and so on. That's what our franchisees do. And then after the deployment, we are there as franchisees. Basically, we are there to service the customer if something happened, if there is either failure on the robot side, or if the customer just shuffled their entire dining room and now table 14 is on the other side and we need to remap in the environment. So whatever the customers need, they just work with the local. We look at that as the local RobotLAB office, similar to think about FedEx offices, right? I mean, when we go into FedEx, we don't even care if it's a franchise. It's a FedEx, right? If I put my box over there, I know it will get to the other side, on schedule and everything. And the same kind of concept, I want to build here, which is we are RobotLAB. We are one, organization for our customers, like Hilton as an example. They don't want to negotiate with each location, right? With each city, they want to have one master account, so all their, hotels and properties in their network can just get one, 800 number, to call, one price sheet, one service package across the system. And this is what we are able to do with our franchise locations.
Does a franchisee have brick and mortar?
Yes, they need to have what's called light industrial locations. Something like a roll-up door in the back, a couple of offices on the front, nothing more than that. We don't need any fancy showroom or like a mall type of situation, or one Main Street, one Market Street fancy building. The reason is that most of the times when we talk to business owners, they want to see the robots operating on their floors. So let's say if you're a hotel owner or assisted living facility, you want to see a cleaning robot cleaning your floors. So the ask from us is, bring your robot to my facility. I want to see how it cleans my carpet, with my dirt, with everything. I don't want to see it cleaning your already clean showroom. If you work with restaurant owners, the ask is, bring the robot to my floor, to my restaurant. I want to see how it delivers my food to my guests on my floor with my crazy chef, with everything that I have going on in my restaurant. That's how I will know if it's a good fit for me or not. So typically we basically load the robots in the van. They have a branded vans with RobotLAB and everything on it. They load the robots, go on site with the customer, and basically run the demonstration on site for the customers. So no fancy, location, cost efficient. Lightning, that's what we do.
What's the cost to get in? What's the investment range?
So franchise fee is 54,900. This is for a block of 8,000 of relevant businesses. So the way that we look at that, we can't service every business.
Right.
For example, we can service hotels and restaurants, assisted living facilities, supermarkets, and so on and so on. But we have nothing to offer to, pool service companies. Right? They are out there. They are servicing pools. We have nothing to offer them, so we don't count these type of businesses. So each 8,000 relevant businesses is 54,900. When it comes to item 7 on the FDD, we are looking at around 278 at the low end to get started. This is including the franchise fee, including the equipment package, the initial set of robots that they can take to customers, demonstrate, and eventually sell, including 3 months of office lease, van lease, salaries for team members, and so on.
Are you making an earnings claim at item 19?
We have item 19, yes, and it's not a complete year of revenues yet because, again, we don't have a lot of history. We are what's called emerging franchisor, but we do have a lot of information when it comes to average invoices and so on. So our average invoice is $26,040 something, $26,000 roughly. That's the average invoice for a customer. The average gross margin from that is around 46%. Okay. So if you look at $26,000 at 46%, that's a pretty healthy margin, and able to run a business based on that. Our top invoice as of now is around $855,000. One hotel in Vegas purchased 15 cleaning robots through our franchise in Vegas.
So, fascinating by the numbers, because if you're going to pay off your initial investment, there's a pathway to do so depending on how hard you hustle. Out of curiosity, what do you put as the suggested grand opening marketing spend?
So we put $15,000 as a suggested expense. It's mainly just a little bit of decoration, a little bit of food and these type of things. Depends on where you are. We have locations in Miami, in Florida, that doing South Florida grand opening with the DJ, with open bar and everything. And we have other location in Minnesota, which is much more reserved, and so it really depends on the location. We put around $15,000 because that's what we think is relevant. But at the end of the day, I can tell you almost none of them even get to that amount. We help with the press release from our side. Typically, we work with the Chamber of Commerce, so we bring local business owners, local leaders. Many times the mayor shows up. Everyone wants to say, I brought robots to my community, right? I champion AI and all of that. So there's a lot of interest in this type of technologies and what we bring to the market.
All right. So when we're done with this, I want you to play back at the 13-minute mark and play back what you just said. Okay. That a lot of people want to be the one that brought the robots to their community. I think that's your why you why now. And I look at the message when I land on a website to what is the story that it's telling. And right now you just say franchise with RobotLAB, which doesn't say anything. You just talked about a meaningful thing that people can actually visualize. Like, I'm the one that brought this to my community. Yeah. I would reverse that. I would also, for what it's worth, love that you have a robot on there, but your robots aren't going to replace your franchisees. So I would put a franchisee on there with the robot to show that. Yeah. Out of curiosity, because you've been doing this for so long and technology moves so fast, like, what's the lifeline on one of these robots, and how fast is the technology shifting that new technologies will make the old one outdated?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, in this industry, obviously, every, month we have new products being, launched. Every, couple of years, it's a whole, new big shift. I mean, similar to, our phones, right? I mean, every, 2 to 3 years, we are basically, going and upgrading our phones, our laptops, and these kind of things. The thing is that, even if there is something new coming up, the old, phones, the old laptop is still, working, still delivering value. So this is something that we always tell our customers, if you don't feel the need to upgrade, that's okay, you don't have to. But when it comes to the service warranties and everything, on average, our customers, and this is also on our item 19, on average, our customers are paying 18% per year on top of the robot price to be under warranty. So after 3-4 years, we go back to our customers and tell them, hey, instead of renewing the warranty for your existing robot, let's take this 18%, put it as a down payment towards a new program, because after 3-4 years, there is enough value that allows us to actually upgrade that. I mean, the robots are better, faster, smarter, longer battery life, better suspension, and so on. That it actually makes sense to make the upgrade. So we take their old robot out. There is a little bit of residual value out of that. The franchisees can actually sell the old one as a certified refurbished. Very similar to the car industry, right? I mean, you buy a car, you drive it for 3 years, and then you go back and upgrade the car. Okay, they pay you a little bit, for that, and then they sell it again to someone else. So very similar to that model on this aspect. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of like how we we look at that.
Out of curiosity, I'm thinking about the Vegas scenario: 15 robots, $800,000, about 50 grand a robot.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked at how many hours of labor replacement that then makes, and then how quickly does the hotel, like 800 seems like a big investment, but I bet you from a labor standpoint, it gets crossed off pretty fast. Is it a year? Is it 2 years?
Absolutely. So first thing first, we don't approach that with go fire your team, hire robots, your problems are solved. That's not the approach that we go with. That's not how the market is perceiving robots. The challenge that business owners have today is that they can't find enough people. The labor shortage or the labor gap is everywhere, in every market, in every industry that you look at. And just talk to any business owner, ask him what's your labor situation, and you'll get rolling eyes and God, don't get me started on that. So this is where the reality is, they just can't find enough people. But looking at what the robots can do, we are looking at around 1.5 full-time employee replacement by a cleaning robot. This is how much they can clean. Give an example from another property, the Hilton Atlanta. We have robots cleaning over there. They're running the robots for 14 hours every single day. Okay, we can't hire people for that. And just to give you just a quick number, just to give the context here, a robot that can clean around 120,000 square feet per day costs $25 per day. Okay, we can't hire anyone to do that, right? To run 24/7, right? To clean 120,000 square feet for $25, just impossible to find. The same with delivery robots for a restaurant. It starts from around $15 per day. A robot that can run on single charge 10-12 hours, okay, for $15 a day. We can't even hire someone for $15 an hour, right? Let alone a day. So the economics are there, just but we don't approach that with go fire everyone and get robots, because robots cannot do everything that people are doing. They can help the few that do show up to work.
I mean, I agree on everything you're saying. I love the statement that this is basically helping on labor shortage, not labor replacement. And if demand is there, and it has been there, then this is a solve. It's a great way of looking at it. Mm-hmm. Last question, just out of curiosity, because we were talking about the speed of like a cell phone and such. If I think back to like movies in the 1980s, like there was some visionary of where the future of robots can go, but we'll take 1985 to 2025. We're talking about a 45 or 40-year run where technology did not change as much. But I bet you if we look back from 2020 to 25, it's now going at light speed.
Yes.
When you're looking at this, like, is it saying like the sky really is the limit on what this is going to do for making our lives easier?
Yeah,
and is the acceleration very fast now?
Absolutely. This is a great observation. There are a couple of things. Again, I'm doing it for so many years, and as you said, I mean, for many years it was improving every year, but it was very linear and very flat, almost line. And in the past 3-4 years, we start seeing this basically hockey stick going up vertically. And there are two things that power that. The first one is the computing power, which we're getting much more computing power for fraction of the cost. So this is something that is really, really important to understand. And many of the listeners probably are familiar with the Moore's law, right? That every 18 months, computing, the price per compute unit remain the same, but the computer power is basically doubles. Today, and this is from the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, he said today we are at basically every 18 months, it's the power, okay? It's like the power of what it was 18 months ago. So we are on like literally vertical takeoff when it comes to computing power. So that's one thing. The other thing is the availability of AI because of the computing power. We can do much more with algorithms and technologies, and I'm sure many people are using ChatGPT and Gemini and these kind of things, which are great. But when you take these type of technologies and embed them on physical robots that travel the world, or interact with objects and everything, we get so much more utilization. Just to give you an example, the ability to hold a water bottle, okay, involves so much information. Okay? This is transparent, right? Where does it end? Where does it begin, right? How do we understand, what's the weight, how much force to apply to close the hand, right? We don't even think about all of that, but if we want a robot to do something for us, to fold the laundry, right, to unload the dishwasher, to, clean the floors or whatnot, there are so many variables that need to be taken into account. And until recently, we couldn't do all of that because simply we didn't have enough computing power on the robots to be able to handle that. And what we see in the past couple of years, that all of these variables are being able to be resolved on the robot. So we are not like moving 1 feet and waiting a little bit to calculate where we are, what's going on. And these are things that are changing really, really fast. And especially as we look at the upcoming immediate future with humanoid robots, to be able to move in our environment. Think about our homes. I have 2 kids. I have a dog. My living room sometimes look like a fort because they take all the pillows from everything, right? I mean, I understand where I can step and where not. But how does a robot understand that this big brown thing on the floor is actually a cushion from a sofa, and it's okay to step on that, or you should move it and put it back over there, right? So all of this now being accessible through image recognition and algorithms that are allowed to do that on the spot on the robots. And the more technology we get, the more use cases we unlock. And this is something that we see constantly in our portfolio as well. In the past, I would say 6 to 8 months, we onboarded more robots than we ever onboarded before, from security to cooking robots. So patrol, outside, robots that can continuously cook, for restaurants, are basically helping the line cook because it's impossible to find this kind of people as well. Over to drones that can wash windows and everything. Robots that can help with firefighting. We have firefighting robots as well. So all of these type of use cases were not even possible before. Because think about fire as an example, right? What is fire? How hot it is, right? How can you look through fire and understand if it's safe to even go there? And obviously we help firefighters and all of that, but we need to make sure that the robot will be able to get out as well. So the ability to get all this information into one computing power that is on board and can make the decisions unlocks so many new use cases that were not even possible until recently.
I have everyone. I said that was the last question. I have one more comment.
Okay.
Like I think about what's behind you, the robot over your shoulder. It's almost like humans need like a human touch, and so like when you see a robot in that form, it's like, okay, there's someone here that can help me. But like I think of like what Tesla's done with the auto driving, that's a robot, or autopilot on an airplane, that's a robot. And so even a dishwasher, on how the mechanics work of washing the dishes when you shut the door, it's robotic. But it's like because we want that touch, it's like somehow looking at that guy behind you makes me feel better about a robot than even to comprehend that robotics has been here forever. And so that's where I think like that's going to be the advancement in this. Like, and I think you're right. I think it's going to be supplemental to humans. I don't think it can replace humans because they're going to be elements. Like if I think about a future of an airplane, could it be the co-pilot? Totally could.
Yeah.
But the customer would still want to make sure that there's still a pilot up there in most cases. And you can see like what Google's doing with their cars. Like people are interested and intrigued by it, but they're still like apprehensive to it. Like I'll still take an Uber before I'll use one of the Google cars because I feel more comfortable with a human, like mentally. So we still like that's probably the next thing that has to compound, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The human-robot interaction is a great, importance, right? In terms of interaction. So, for example, the one behind me here, it's a delivery robot. If you can see from here, it's a delivery robot for restaurants. And one of the features that I personally like, the screen on the top actually tilts right and left as the robot drives. So, let's say it drives on, the aisle, and then it need to turn left. So first it will turn the head, and then, the body turns. And when it goes back, it turns the head back, and then it goes back. Just like, humans, right? So it gives this, cozy feeling, right? I know what's expected of me, of the robot, and I know how we interact. It's not, Terminator, style of thing that, going to threaten me. So that's a very, very important, aspect for all of that in order to be able to, basically provide this acceptance, right? Because at the end of the day, they need to help us, right? We are the consumers of all these technologies. And if it's threatening, people won't engage with that, and we'll be like, take it, thank you, I'm not interested. So that's why it's really, really important, and a lot of efforts are going into that.
Okay, now I have one more question. I'm super fascinated by this, but so like if I think about like the race to space in the 60s, where it's really U.S. versus Russia, kind of versus China, is the same. Is robotics something that breaks through country barrier, or are countries battling to figure out the technology faster than others? Is it like collaboration, or is it like almost war? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see a lot of collaboration between countries. We have a few manufacturers that have R&D centers in one country and production in a different country. But the vast majority of products today are coming from Asia, China, Korea, Singapore, Japan. Very few are in the US. We have obviously Tesla, and we have Figure that both of them are working on that, but not commercially available yet. We have a few other much smaller robots like automated lawnmowers and these kind of things. But again, they are still in the very, very early stages. I don't see a lot of like cross-country pollination that help both sides. Recently, LG from Korea made a move and purchased a US company, Bear Robotics. The idea is that LG is building great hardware. Bear Robotics has great software, and they're basically going to merge the two and take the both from both worlds. So that's probably an example for this, closer relationships. But Bear, are very active in Korea as well. They have offices and people and production lines and everything in Korea as well. So not sure how much between US and Korea collaboration I can call it. But generally speaking, Asia is leading the world of robotics as of now.
Has this type of franchise hit Asia, or is it only like, would you have a competitor to this in Asia that's in franchising, or is franchising unique to the United States?
Yeah, so we start in the United States because that's where we are. That's where we ran all these years. We have our office in Bogota, Colombia. So we keep expanding beyond that. Our plan next year is to go into Europe. We already identified the partner, and we're working on all the details for that. But eventually we'll get to Asia as well. The problem is not the challenge that we are solving is not in the manufacturing side. It's in the last mile of robotics.
Yeah, right.
This is what we are solving. who's going to help me if something goes wrong? That's the challenge that we are solving, because as I mentioned earlier, products come and go, manufacturers come and go, but the businesses are there and they need, to be serviced. It's very similar again to the Henry Ford story. He invented the perfect production line. Every person is specialized in one task, so the Model T can be cheaper and every family in America can buy that. But I'm in Dallas. I'm not going to buy a car from a guy in Michigan if I have to ship the car back to Michigan for repair, or if I need to wait for a technician to come from the other side from Michigan to service me, right? So this is something that we are solving. We are solving this last mile of robotics. You have a problem, you're running a hotel, you don't have a cleaning crew anyways, and you rely on robots and you have an issue, okay, we are there. We are going to be there in a couple of hours and we'll solve this problem for you. That's the last mile that we enable in robotics and AI for the business owners.
No, I'm glad that I asked that. Now go play back the 30-minute mark and listen to that message, because I would also put that on your franchise site that we're solving the last mile, because I think that showcase is exactly what the business opportunity is.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Well, look, I love this conversation. What a great story. Looking forward to seeing where the business goes, and I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Elad, I'm Nick. This was another Franchisor Hot Seat.